Trails Café was opened in 1965. It has been kind of a landmark in Holton. My parents took over in '87, and then me and Cindy bought it in '03 from them.
They were pretty unclear about how COVID was being transmitted. So the first mandate that happened to us was you can't have your salad bar anymore. There's just too much going on. And then the next phase was keeping people 6 feet apart, and we could have no more than 10 people in one setting at a table. And then they said you have to shut your doors, no more dine-in, only curbside, only delivery to homes.
It's been a little difficult for us because we didn't quite understand why some businesses were allowed some people in, some businesses weren't allowed some people in, so it's been a little confusing for us, but we are trying to follow what our county outlines for us, whether it's masks, whether it's extra sanitizing, gloves, things like that. I think the biggest one is we sanitize our menus after each use. We have the hosts that stand up front and take the Lysol wipes and wipe those down every time. We use a bleach vinegar mix to wipe the tables down every time, the booths down, the chairs. We hand sanitizers everywhere. So we're encouraging everybody to continue to do that. Obviously just the everyday extra cleaning to kind of ease people's minds of, yes, we are doing that, yes, it needs to be done.
So in the very beginning, we were quite shocked how quickly the new rules were in place, like within 2 days. We were panicked, and we found that our community was also panicked. They were panicked because they were worried that maybe we would not be here anymore. We acquired a huge amount of support from the community through our curbside delivery efforts and then home delivery efforts. Another thing that was very important was the support of our local banks. They helped us within a day acquire qualification for the payroll protection program. And without that program, we may not be here today. Our employees, that's been a very big challenge for us. In the beginning, we had to cut the schedules completely. John and I were the only ones that were here, trying to do as much as possible to bring revenue in. So he and I, in the initial phase, were working 12, 13 hours a day by ourselves with a little help from some friends of ours. Thankfully, the government helped with unemployment benefits that kept our employees going with finances where we couldn't.
So our government, through the CARES Act, was able to supply our employees that qualified for $600 a week plus their unemployment benefits. So our employees were making quite a bit of money during COVID, which we were very happy about because we could not employ them at that time. One of our biggest challenges through this time, we were very appreciative of the bank and of the CARES Act for granting us the payment protection program. I think without that grant, we may not have survived this COVID. But what ultimately happened was the payment protection program required us to bring back our employees full time. So the dilemma was this: the employees were making the $600 a week plus their unemployment benefits, so they were very hesitant to come back to work because they weren't making as much money at work. Many of our employees up front make tips, so our business levels were low, so their tips were low. So we were faced with a pretty big challenge of trying to get them to come back when they were receiving so much more from the unemployment benefits. I guess what I would have liked If I had a crystal ball, I would have liked to have seen the government maybe work closer together on that piece, because it really did create quite a few problems for us in bringing them back, as I'm sure it did for many other businesses, because many of those unemployment benefits were causing our employees to make more than what they did here, especially during a very slow time.
But things are coming back. I think people's outlook on it it's a little better. They're kind of tired of staying at home. They're kind of tired of the daily grind. People are starting to get back out. So it's turning around. I think the biggest change for us will be maybe saving a little extra money for a rainy day that you don't expect to happen. Keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing. Don't cut back on the quality of food, because the customers will notice that right away. Try to save a little money somewhere else, maybe letting a couple of people go a little early if it's not busy. We have benefited. We've done the extra cleaning when it was slower, so that's the positive side of it.